Greetings, my name is Blaze and welcome to my channel. If you've not been here before, I talk about thoughts, theories, and my interpretation when it comes to things that I'm interested in. Today's video is actually a video request. This video request was from Fadista, and I might be mispronouncing that, so I apologize if I am. In the comment, it says, I think hitting some of these topical issues is good. Also, although some may disagree, one thing I have seen over the years is a difficulty for pagans to integrate their beliefs into their regular lives. Some feel they need to drop out of society and caravan around, etc. That just seems like a ripe subject maybe for future topics. I think this is an incredible topic for a video. I agree. I have seen a lot of individuals that seem to separate practice from daily life. They practice, but it's something they do on the side, and they do it in a different way. It is common for some to create a spiritual persona of themselves. What I mean by that is they will rename themselves with a magical name. Blaze Lee Dragon is not my legal name. Blaze is, but Lee is because of Bruce Lee. Dragon is because I like dragons. I created this separate persona for myself, both as a screen name, but it was sort of my magical name. Because a lot of individuals, like I said, do that. That was something that I was introduced to 22 years ago, where you kind of reinvent yourself in a spiritual persona and build yourself up for when you do ceremony or ritual or spell work or prayer, whatever the case may be. It was like this separate persona. A lot of individuals will put on, robes, and they will have staves or wands or talismans and stuff that they wear, and they prepare themselves when they do any sort of ceremony or spell work at all, and they'll separate this out. However, in their daily lives, they'll just be like anyone else, and they'll only do that under certain conditions and circumstances, and they really isolate it. And when they do these retreats, they'll go out into the woods and they'll go camping or caravanning around, etc., and they'll separate themselves to really connect with nature in order to be spiritual. But they don't think about the daily magics and about the little influences that you can have in everything that you do. So in my personal opinion, and again, this is me starting to share a lot of my opinions in videos, my take is it should be part of everything that you do on a regular basis. What I mean by that is, let's take some of my personal beliefs and practices. So part of my heritage, of course, is the Irish Celtic. I've got some Nordic and Scandinavian. I have some Germanic. I've got some Slavic, and I've got some Italian. So I've got like a mix of different heritage. But specifically with the Irish heritage, one of the main deities that has always been close to me over the last 22 years is Brigid. So Brigid is one of the Tuatha De Danann, and I won't go into a lot of story around who Brigid is in this particular video. However, Brigid is associated with healing, with smithcraft, with martial arts, with creative inspiration, with poetry, with motherhood, with hearth and home. She both heals with fire and with water, and she is both a warrior and a smith and a mother and a midwife and all of these things. So how do you live your life honoring Brigid? You write poetry. That is something you're doing in natural life that is honoring your deity. When you work with healing, it doesn't matter if it's spiritual or magical healing. It doesn't matter if it's working as a pharmacy technician. It doesn't matter if it's working as a medical assistant. You are still doing a form of healing. Could be talking with people, letting them vent to you, and being there as a friend or an emotional support. That is still forms of healing. Practicing martial arts is magical and spiritual. It is a way of connecting with your deities. And all of these different things are part of your daily life. In the Nordic and Germanic traditions, again, you honor your deities through deed and through action. So if you take someone like Odin, Odin is very much about wisdom, and he is also a warrior. So the idea of practicing and studying and researching and learning is one way of honoring Odin by taking what he considers to be prime essences of how you should live your life and what he chooses and likes, and doing them and honoring him through deed and action. Again, you're incorporating that into daily life. So that's from the polytheistic, paganistic mindset of how you can do daily actions to honor your deities and not separate it out, but in everything that you do. You'll see this among a lot of Christians. Christians will donate time to charities, and they will just give up free time to help feed the sick or the poor or anything like that. They'll like work in hospitals, they'll work in soup kitchens. They will go out of their way to help out other individuals. They'll do projects where they'll go help people move that are part of their church or community. This is about living it every day and making it a part of everything that you do, even from a magical aspect, from spellcraft or, spiritual energy work. When you create something, when you are crafting, when you are writing a poem, making a statue, painting, stitching, photography, any of that stuff, you are living that. That is a moment to have that charged with intent and will. That's where you keep that magic in every day, every moment, everything that you do, every interaction. It is part of you versus being the separate persona that you only do on occasional holidays and celebrations, festivals, or ceremonies. This is, of course, my interpretation and my take on it. But I think this is a great topic, and this is something definitely that's worth discussing. It is not wrong to separate it out. It is not wrong to keep it completely separate. I know many, many, many Christians who are literally Christian in name only. They are the most Christian when they go to church on Sundays, if they even go to church at all, because I do know a lot that are Christian in name and don't practice at all. They just are because that's what they were raised as. But the ones that do go to church throughout the week, they're nothing like the traditional Christian. They're not living that or personifying that. They literally separate it out and just go to church because that's what they're supposed to do. Likewise, a lot of different types of pagans that do different forms of spellcraft or different types of ceremonies or ritual and just do it from the religious aspect, they only do it during their holidays, during their festivals, or when they have a time and need. Normal throughout the day, just like everyone else, completely separate, just living their life, but now they're shifting into this mindset of now I'm doing something magical or sacred. But again, it's okay to do that because you can separate it out. You can keep the sacred as sacred. You don't have to incorporate it into your daily life. Some folks like to do that. Some folks want to do that, and you can do either. And there's probably different ways of mixing it or doing somewhere in between. You have to make the choice that is right for you. However, I'm just kind of putting this up as something to consider. So what do you do to honor your deities? What do you do to honor your spirituality, religion, or faith? How about with magic? Do you incorporate it into your daily life? Is it part of how you interact with this world? Or do you keep it completely separate with a time and place for it? What do you do? Put your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Like I said, these are just my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and more videos coming your way. See you next time.